Who's that?
That's Chuck Skyping in. How do we get him?
You just hit answer?
Where?
Right here, right there. That's first one, yeah.
Hello?
Hey, sir.
Hey, Chuck, how are you, man?
Really good.
Good.
Ready when you are, or I can dial back.
No, I think we're ready. Let me get a
Awesome.
screen capture here of your shot.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey. Glad to hear from you.
It's nice to be here.
Miss you, love you.
Miss you, love you too.
You sound very nice.
Alrighty.
It's really good audio, Eugene.
Oh, good. And
Okay, you sound a little boxy, but Stephanie sounds awesome.
I sound a little boxy?
Just saying.
Thank you.
Just gotta make sure Stephanie is on top.
As long as Stephanie sounds good, we're good, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm pretty sure we're on, Chuck. So just so you know, I want to, you know how we have to go through it every week to make sure we're on the air?
Yeah, you want me to go in the other room and check?
Hey, no, that's cool. I think I can do it from here. Hold on. Well, okay. Maria's across. She's going to check. She's actually here tonight, Chuck, by the way.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So she says hello.
Well, hello, everybody out in broadcast land.
Hi.
I'm Skyping
hello,
in.
world. I'm trying to get you on a split screen with us. I'm building the shot right now, Chuck. So,
okay. Well, I don't know if the folks can hear me.
Yeah.
Stephanie, this is the part where we talk to the audience that we're not sure can hear us.
Okay, sounds good. So do you want to say where you are, Chuck?
We do that a lot.
Yeah, you can, or I can. I'm at my parents' house. So.
Nice. So you're in warm Arizona.
Yes. Let's just try to not read the Skype address.
Grandma's house, is that what it says?
Yeah, before Grandma gets any.
Did you say you see us, man?
My grandma.
All right, I think we're on, Chuck.
Hey!
We got verification that we're actually up and running.
Hello, huge audience.
What'd you say, babe? No, it's a delay, so don't worry about that. She was wondering why we have a delay.
Oh, great! Yeah. So that's awesome. Well, yeehaw! And
I always have
here's huge.
Hold on, we're gonna take the program camera. We're almost there, Chuck.
Okay, I'm excited.
5.
You need to get Chuck's luscious locks in.
Boy, what do you think of those?
Very nice.
Chuck is in camera 8.
Stephanie, I'm shooting that movie Monday.
Are you really?
And I need.
Do you need to be as scruffy as possible?
Yeah, and then I want to get rid of this as soon as I can.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting.
Wow.
It's very exciting, but this is getting.
It looks great.
It's fun. I like it. It's just at the point where I'd like a little bit of a bang trim or something, but I don't think my character knows how to say bang trim.
So do you want to?
Really?
It's not on his list of priorities, really, is it?
Yes, no. Rusty is not much of a bang trim, more of a banger.
Do you want to say for the audience?
I'd be happy to. I've been studying the script more, so I think I'm more eloquently prepared to talk about it. I shoot what one would call an independent movie. It's a dramatic role. The story is about some
2 buttons. Turn them a little bit to the left.
2 kids who one girl is accidentally dosed on meth and they freak out. They disappear. It's based on a true story of something that happened in Oregon.
The other one. Turning down the volume.
And my character is sort of the entry point into the meth party house.
Wow.
So you're the connection to the street?
Yeah, there's a particular scene that I'm studying right now where I walk the girl up to the party room inside the party house. So wherever the kingpin is, I'm the one walking her up, and there's like a little door guard there who goes, "Hey, they said you can't go up there." And my character, you can imagine, has no interest in letting somebody tell him what he can or cannot do.
Right.
So your character is like the guy who would be tying up the blonde in King Kong to the post so that King Kong can come and
Yeah,
Take
I'm
her into the deep, dark
probably the
forest.
nicest guy of all the evil people this girl's gonna meet.
Wow. And now I wanted to go, but we couldn't, obviously there wasn't enough time, but I thought it would be fun if we did a field trip to Wyoming to like a Walmart, because when I did a show there, someone told me if you go scratch yourself, you can see all the drug addicts, the meth heads start scratching too.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah. Because they've gone through like 1,000 applicants at the Casper Walmart, and no one can pass the drug test.
The drug test?
Yes.
Well, you know what? Then let me ask you
Imagine
this. If all your customers are meth heads, do they care whether you're a meth head too?
I think.
I would think that, you know, if you're all meth heads anyway.
Right.
Well, I
That's
think
your peer group,
Walmart
right?
is probably just trying to not hire people who are going to steal from them right away.
Just give them a little bit of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. We want you to work here and have somebody to ring up the till.
You don't want the greeter going through everybody's pockets for loose change.
Yeah. Oh, that's the greeter waves at you and then you got an itch.
So how did your show go, man?
Awesome.
Yeah?
Bob, really fun shows with Bob Marley at the Tempe Improv. My folks were at the first show, and it was the first time I'd done a bit called the LRC Investment Club.
I've seen it.
And so, yeah, you saw me do it like the first couple nights, 2 weeks ago?
Did you do that in front of your dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
And how was that?
To give the audience and Stephanie the inside. Steph, you know my dad.
Yes.
My dad's story is he wanted to be on Wall Street and figured out he's a computer guy. So he had us in a little investment club. Now he's got my nieces in one where it's just $10 a month. You invest in stocks, and I drank that money like it was my own private slush fund out of the closet. And my dad is still hurt to this day. Like, what?
Like you were a meth head in a Walmart in Casper. That's what
I
you
couldn't
did.
get a job.
Well,
all my dad would have wanted me to know is that it was okay that I was gay, and if I was going to drink that much whiskey, maybe I should buy stock in the company. Possibly futures, because that's those are sales not yet priced into the market.
Right.
You take advantage of both the stock and the futures. And so here in Tempe, instead of saying Highlands Ranch, I just assigned those jokes to Scottsdale.
okay, that works, right?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, if there was any comedy philosophy we were going to talk about today, it's in the 1 hour special. I don't know how to do what I'm going to, when I do those little assigning a category to a town, like the rich town and the poor town and all that.
Right.
How am I going to do that on the special? Because, whether I know the correct answer for Portland, Oregon, where I shoot, it's not the same. The people watching the 1 hour special in Australia,
Right.
they got no clue what I'm talking about. So.
What if you do like an LA, like Malibu, and is that universal? I don't know if
I think I'm going to try something more universal, like rich people, and just see if I can't. I've tried that in Richmond, Virginia, and it worked. It just didn't have the same connection and pop for me.
Right.
And so maybe I should just, shut my critical full mouth and just go with it and be like, I'm looking for something that isn't there. It could be doing just fine, and I'm over analyzing, going, this isn't like making fun of Highlands Ranch.
Well, I know how you are. I know you definitely do overanalyze, and I tell you, I've seen the bit. I love the bit. The bit's funny.
It is good.
But I know how Chuck. Wow. Wait a minute. I'm sitting here next to another overanalyzer. We should probably introduce our co-host today, Chuck.
Yeah,
wow.
we should.
Oh my God, I just thought of that. Stephanie McHugh, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing very well.
It is so
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
And you know
Eugene,
what?
let's focus on how we didn't introduce her and overanalyze.
Exactly. Let's talk about that for a minute. What did that mean?
Folks at home, Stephanie is both of our consultant. We go to her.
Yeah, yeah, she's definitely in my life. She is.
And she's the voice of reason.
One of the funniest people I know.
Oh, thank you.
And the opening act for
Kathleen Madigan. Yes,
and
yes. Coming
also starting out you're doing, was it motivational speaking? What are you trying
I'm trying to do that.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Right. Yep, get into that a little bit
more. You did the Toastmasters.
I did.
You were telling me about that. You said you had a really good time.
Comfortable being uncomfortable.
That was your speech?
Right.
And how'd it go?
Yeah, it went well. It went really well.
So you're
Stephanie, what is the
premise?
What's the focus of your motivational speech? I'm interested. I've seen a million of those when I was in high school and student council. I liked them. I'm not trying to say, I really like. I've been to I was state student council president, so I've been to 70 leadership conferences in my life and seen the nationals. They had killer, national speakers.
Right. So Toastmasters is an international public speaking club. So basically anyone, it could be someone who's just wants to learn how to do public speaking, or a salesman who needs to brush up on his skills, and they have they have manuals where you give 10 different speeches.
So it's not a lot of people sitting around drinking.
Not a lot of people.
Okay, all right.
So in fact,
I totally missed that.
That's how I start out with, because one of the people in my specific club, he was a distinguished member, so he had to come up with he had to host an event. So he did Toast Talks, which is a spin-off of TED Talks.
Oh, okay, from National Public Radio.
Right. And then he said, just so you know, you're closing the show, and I said you were funny, so you better bring it. Okay, good. No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Yeah. So they, billed me as a stand-up comic, and I went up there and I said, I know you've heard that I do stand-up comedy for a long time, but I am really nervous up here actually because A, I can see all of you, and usually I'm in a club where it's dark. B, I have a lavalier and not a mic and a stand, and that's like my binky and my blankie. And I don't have my binky and my blankie, and you're not drunk. So at least most of you aren't. I know a few of you are. But it's okay, because I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone.
And that was your speech.
And you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because you do the best. Not just in public speaking, but in any part of your life.
So what did you
push it a tiny bit?
What's your thing? That's your thing? Push it, just get out of your envelope?
Comfortable, yeah. So then I talk about...
how do you know when you're uncomfortable? I mean, how do you know when you're outside your zone?
I think it's different for every person. So if you're doing the same thing every time, then you need to kind of push it a little bit.
So
try some new jokes when you're on stage, even though you're going really well with the old ones. Or
that's hard to do.
It is hard to do. That is really hard for me to do.
Hard to let go.
Or so I talk about social media. I'm not a big fan of social media, but if I'm going to be in stand-up comedy, you need to promote yourself.
You definitely
need to be on it.
Yeah. I have met 3 people this week that aren't on Facebook, and it just shocked me when they said it to me. I was like, really? You're not on Facebook? Because they were asking.
More and more people are
getting off.
Not getting on. The future, you're at that max point.
I mean, Ellen DeGeneres brought down Twitter at the Oscars. She said, I want to try and get the most retweets out of history. So she had Brad Pitt, she was in the audience, Angelina Jolie, Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts, and she took this picture, and everyone tried to retweet it, and it brought down Twitter for a little while.
Nice.
So you need to be on it. But I just
Stephanie, did you get that picture? Because I went to Twitter and I was like, I don't think I'm in the right circle.
I couldn't get it. I tried Ellen DeGeneres.
You're not in Ellen's circle, Chuck? That's shocking.
No one retweeted me.
That is shocking.
Retweeted that in my circle for me to see it in my...
Unbelievable.
Right. I couldn't get to it. I could bring up her page, but it wouldn't show me any of her tweets.
Oh.
I don't know if I was doing something wrong or if that was part of Twitter being down.
I'm pretty sure you know.
The whole world was trying to do that.
So I talk about that. First, I name a source that some psychiatrists, found that studied this, so you've got the facts because it's not all comedy. And then I bring up an example of when I was emceeing for John Lovitz, who was on Saturday Night Live through the 90s, and I thought, he's a pretty big name. I should really get a picture with him and put it on Facebook. So that's just pushing yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, because normally I wouldn't.
Tell the story. Go ahead. I've heard this one. Go ahead. Tell the story.
So it's in between shows. I'm emceeing both shows, and we're all in the green room. And I said, John, can I please get a picture taken with you? And he goes, oh, I don't take pictures with comics. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's okay. And he's like, I was being ironic. I'm like, well, God, don't.
Don't be ironic.
I'm already nervous. And I know it's just a simple asking people, but sometimes it's not comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And so I got the picture taken, and here's what I learned about myself. I cannot not put my arm around someone. I can't not touch him when we're taking a picture. Like it could be, and he doesn't like to touch the people that he's taking a picture with. So he's standing there straight and just standing there, and I couldn't tell if he was making a face, so I'm trying to not, you know, mess up the picture, because you got one shot, I felt. But I wanted to match his expression.
And how did it turn out?
So I saw he was smiling. I turned my head, and they go click. And I feel like in the full shot, it looks ridiculous because I'm all leaned in, and he's just, you know, don't touch me. But when you crop it, it looks good. Looks like a great picture.
Looks like he.
Right. So you may be uncomfortable, but I push myself out of it, and it works.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just in your head.
That's the thing in comedy. That's what Chuck. That's our thing, right? Always, you know, don't look at the dogs. This is my thing. Let me tell you this. Chuck knows this. When I was young, Magnum PI was on. Magnum PI, and so Magnum had jumped over into this big palatial estate. He's breaking in. And he jumped over the fence, and he's at the back door of this big palatial estate, and he's picking the lock, trying to get in, right? And so way off in the distance, he hears these Dobermans coming, because they have smelled him, and they're coming, and they're like getting closer and closer, and Magnum never looked back. And Magnum looked at that, and he kept telling himself, don't look at the dogs, just work the lock, just work the lock, don't look at the dogs, don't. And I don't know why, but that has stuck with me forever, and I've used that in so many instances when I was like over my head. I didn't know what was going to happen when I pushed out through those curtains or anything in life. I've always used that as, you know, don't look at the dogs. Just focus on the lock. If the dogs are going to get here before you're done, they're going to kill you anyway. But you gotta work that lock. The thing you got to do is work the lock. So
stay focused.
That's exactly it. I've used that to focus my life.
And can I go back to how we overanalyze? And I always appreciate Eugene. You will send me a text, and you will say, "Don't read into this."
That's how I open all my texts to Steph. Go.
Don't read into this. I'm like, all right, okay, good.
And then I always give you 3 outs before I say, it's okay to say no, it's okay to say you're busy, it's okay to say.
I really appreciate that. I really do. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, so she's a little bit higher maintenance than even you, Chuck.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
But here's the
turn it up. I'm going to turn it up now.
It is hard to be more high maintenance than Chuck Roy, but you know.
Well, the pretty ones always are.
Yeah, I know, that's exactly it.
Are always
so
high
cute.
maintenance.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Just how am I high maintenance?
Chuck, really? Seriously? As you sit in Arizona and Skype in? I mean, how are you high maintenance,
I
Chuck?
Skyped in on time.
Yes,
I didn't need the address from you.
How does it look, by the way? How are we looking on Skype?
I'm figuring out, if people saw me doing this thing where I point with my finger, I've been trying to figure out how to make it look like I'm looking
at the camera.
Did he just freeze?
Chuck, what happened?
Oh no!
Oh!
And it comes up.
There we go.
Then it's like me waving at you.
Wow, you went dead for a second, Chuck. No,
sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I'm trying to pretend how I wave, like I'm trying to wave to you.
Okay. I see you.
On the split screen down below.
Oh, I see you. All right. So anyway, Chuck, how are you, man? I mean, you doing okay?
Yeah.
It's been a rough week in the comedy business in Denver, Colorado.
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has. Man, I don't
I'm tired.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get sad on Saturday.
Yeah.
When I'm with everybody.
Man, it hit me this weekend. I was, on the way up to my wife's birthday is this weekend, and so we went up to Blackhawk and we had a great time. And it just hit me on the way up there.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I wouldn't see Lori Callahan again.
Yeah. Lori Callahan passed away on
Lori
Friday.
Callahan passed away Friday. One of the best comics ever. I mean, Lori Callahan could work a room full of priests, a room full of nuns, a room full of truck drivers, and they'd all leave having a ball.
Yes, and she would know all their names.
Exactly right. That was the thing about
and know them 6 months later when they ask her back.
Yeah, and if you ever went on the road with Lori, that was the thing, man. Going on the road with Lori was like going to visit Lori's family.
Right.
Because everybody out there knew her, everybody out there loved her, and the room was full of people that just came to see Lori and loved her.
Yes.
It was,
yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
One of the wildest experiences I ever had is she called me at the last minute to go work that Gillette room. And it was hard to articulate, but I think what people, for me, it's like, why the hell are you in a car driving 6 hours to go to Gillette? Well, I know why. I wanted to be in the car. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ride and go do those gigs, but I wouldn't go up to Wits End in Westminster.
Right.
So why is Westminster? I'm prefacing the story with, how important doing a gig with Lori was.
Yeah.
And going out to Gillette, I had so many peers and mentors who would be like, "You don't work Wits End," and the same peers would be like, "You gotta go do this gig in Gillette."
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it was a good gig. It had paid a lot of people's bills here for a long time. Lori was in charge of it, and she needed a sorry, gang. My office.
Chuck's busy.
And Grandma's office is rocking. And so she called me last second, said I need an opening act, and we're going to Gillette. And so I canceled with the Comedy Works for the weekend, and the Comedy Works goes, "You better go."
Yeah.
Yep.
They understood that there's 18 comedians down here they can call. Lori needed someone in a car and needed to be on her way to get me to make the gig on time.
Right.
Her acts had dropped out. So all of a sudden she has to find 2 comedians who can be in Gillette in 7 hours. So she picks me up and we go. And the following morning, we're supposed to come back, so I can get back to my life.
Computer
I want to go to a gay bar. I want to live in Denver. And so instead of driving back, we spent 5 hours at somebody's house for breakfast.
Oh, yep.
And they took salmon out of their freezer that they fished out of on their vacation in Alaska, and said, "You guys have to have salmon." And they made sure each of us had a piece of salmon to bring home. And Lori's like, "Are you ready to go?" And I'm like, "We can visit."
Yeah.
I understood. It's like, for these people, it's their, 1 extra hour with Lori. So if I could put off my urban, hip, cool guy needs for just one more hour, of course I could. I told so many stories that made me laugh. Lori told them stories that made me laugh, and way out in the middle of nowhere, she's got a following everywhere.
Everywhere. You're exactly right. Everywhere. You can't go anywhere with Lori that she.
Yeah, Stephanie said it. You get to any town and there'd be people that are going, Lori Callahan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, are you on Lori's show? Whenever you show up, so you're going to be on Lori's show? Yeah, and it was Always a good time.
We had a show in the Ozarks, and I asked, hey, is it okay if I take my kids, my 2 daughters? I think they were 13 and 11 at the time. She's like, of course. And we had a blast driving there. So the gig is in the Ozarks, and she goes, I'm going to get them a ride on a boat in the Ozarks.
Okay.
And sure enough, she went on stage, and by the end of the show, she had met a nice retired couple who had a boat. And the next day, we went on a boat ride on the Ozarks. I was like, wow.
Jeez, that's Lori. That's Lori. Lori gave me my first gig when I moved here to town. Lori booked me in that Gillette room. She was the first person here in town to book me.
Yeah.
And
that's what I mean. That Gillette room is like, it's been putting out paychecks for people for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, for some people it's their first road gig and everything, and that's why I knew it was important to do, you know. And Lori was the one who would always call me when there was something important to do.
Yeah.
Which is
it's a good thing.
You know, we do an advice show, so for those of you who are new to Stephanie, it's, you know, we're the 3, we call each other when there's something to be done, you know, and the point of this show is to kind of do what Lori taught us to do. You know, take a new comic, introduce yourself to them, make them feel welcome.
Exactly.
Even though you're the big famous headliner and everybody knows you in every town, Lori would.
And Lori made it a point to introduce
kid.
every new comic, every comic
That's
she
what
brought
broke
up.
me up all day Saturday.
Yeah.
All day Saturday it was the new kids.
Yeah, did you see them on Facebook?
They range. Excuse me for being ageist, but they're the new comedians. They range in age from 18 to 80, and she made every one of them feel welcome.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
and
did.
you can see that in all of the posts about her.
Wow. Jeez.
Myself included.
Oh yeah. Oh
when
my God.
I go, I can't get into the Muller run. And a comic had said, nobody's going to want to work with you because you're a girl. No one's going to take you out on the road. And then she goes, come on, you're going with me. And there we go. I got in. You know, because once you get your name in sometimes, then you're
I can't tell you how many times I picked up my phone and had the booker on the other end say, Eugene, I got your number from Lori Callahan.
Yeah.
I got a gig for you to go do.
Yeah.
You know, so I owe her quite a bit professionally and personally, and
likewise.
She was just, oh man, I don't even know. I don't know what to say about her that hasn't been said, but she was just an amazing person, an amazing talent, and a good friend of mine.
I can't believe I'm not crying now.
Excuse me.
Because I've been crying on and off.
Yeah, I cried.
I think for me it's a lesson in mentoring. You know, she really she taught us that. I didn't learn that just from her. It is all those great comedians that do that. And I don't know if people know that stand-up doesn't get taught at an academy or a school, you know, and
gets taught, you're in the passenger seat or you're in the driver's seat and the headliner's on the other side.
This show,
by fire,
to me, this show is the best thing. This show is a car ride every week with a new comedian. And if the other comedians, you know, if you're brand new, what you don't get is you miss your car ride with Lori.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
We miss our car rides with
You're not going to have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we miss our car rides with her already because you just what?
Wow.
I had so much more to learn.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know, Chuck. I can see the emotion. It's oh man.
It's been all weekend, man. I cried a little bit, you know, but
I was crying in the mall at lunch.
Tough for all the, you know, you go, it's press or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading
tired of being tough about it right now.
I was reading in the you know, the article that you posted on Facebook from Colorado Public Radio.
Yeah.
A very, very nice article. If you haven't seen it, yeah, please go see it. I mean, and all the quotes from all the young comics, you know, and from Chuck Roy, you know, a lot of clubs that I won't play, but if Lori needed me to go, you know, we'd go. That's always.
Yeah. I don't think anything was. cooler than watching. It wasn't cool on Saturday to watch Facebook. You couldn't get your face away from it. But that is when that little kid from Wyoming made his post.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You go, that kid is so brand new, and look how much he's been touched by this woman. And he said the same thing every other kid said. You know, she was the first person to say something nice to me, the first person to put me on stage.
The reason I didn't give
held
up.
everybody's hand.
Oh, yeah.
And made sure they didn't piddle when I would fucking yell at them to step it up.
Yeah.
You know, that's who she was. If you ever go with Chuck Roy, shut the fuck up. Lori Callahan would make Chuck Roy shut the fuck up.
I'll go ahead and tell you. I'll go ahead and tell you this to your face, but I can't tell you how many times Lori has said behind your back, he's just a pussy cat. Don't let him scare you.
Yeah.
So I've been there many times.
We'd go toe to toe. She'd call me out on being mean to somebody, and I'd be like, that fool needs to write more jokes.
Yeah.
You know, and she'd express her opinion back, and that was the best part. Is we could really duke it out. And it wasn't personal. It was
right.
She would hear out my opinion and be like, all of her little puppies. She didn't want anybody to beat up.
Yeah, she was the mama bear.
Yeah, that's
some of her new puppies just didn't write jokes. So.
Ironically, and I've been doing stand-up comedy for years, and a lot of times people come up to you. Do they come up to you and say, hey, I want to do stand-up comedy? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But nobody ever followed through. And this past month, some people have followed through and come
down to ours.
Yes. Yeah. And one of them sent me a text, and they said, hey, I like this joke. Hey, here's a tag from a rookie. And I thought, you are so lucky you're doing that to me and not Chuck Roy. That was the first thing that went through my mind. And I thought, I'm not a very big fan of that. But I'm going to let it go. I'm going to be passive aggressive, or not passive aggressive. I didn't address it. Right, okay. I'm just going to address the other parts of it. But I felt like next time I should see him, I'm like, don't ever do that.
Oh my God.
Another comic. Unless it's gotten to that stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. But don't.
Before you go up on stage, don't start tagging.
I think is great about tags. That's a brand new comedian that I really hate. I put the brakes on myself. Don't tell this guy not to give out tags. His name is Steve Young.
Oh, I don't know Steve Young.
And he's so good at handing out taglines, and I told him, man, just keep doing that. Make a relationship with comedians. He did it so the right way. He asked me if he could give me a joke, and then he pitched a joke, and it was so dang funny. They're always so funny. And I tried to compliment him on his whole demeanor, because he did kind of like you said, Stephanie, I'd bite someone's head off. He did it with all the right respect and let me have my heart, and I was like, man, you're really good at sharing jokes. Keep up with that.
Sweet.
That's good art.
Right on.
I just took at my day job, I had to take some courses like on business etiquette.
Right.
And one of them was, you are good at being empathetic to other people, but you're not being clear on what you're saying, which I thought, I'm still passive aggressive after all these years. It's coming out. It took me like 3 times to pass the effective communication thing.
Really?
They're like, you're doing really good at telling people how they are, but you're not saying what you want. I just thought, I'm still passive aggressive.
You've never struck me as passive aggressive.
Because you're always doing what I want you to do.
That's true. You never.
You're saying don't overthink this, Stephanie.
I go ahead and react to the passive. I don't need the aggressive.
Yeah.
That's me.
And I just always thought, hey, I'm not hitting anybody. I think I'm doing pretty good.
I think you.
Yeah. Having 3 younger brothers. You could.
So when you're back in town, Chuck?
I get in tomorrow.
All right.
Are you flying?
I hope.
Well, when are you doing? So the movie's here.
And I'll land at 8. and go to the Curtis, the Savoy at 27 and Curtis, and play a little show and check. I'm gonna move into the Curtis, the Savoy at Curtis Park on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock.
Tuesday nights at 10?
Tuesday nights at 10. It's a music show, and I'm gonna bring my comedy there and figure out what I'm going to do every Tuesday at 10 when I get to tell jokes with musicians. I definitely want to sing. I want to tell jokes and try to learn some songs and sing.
Wow.
I've heard you sing.
I don't think I've ever heard you sing.
I've heard him sing. He's got a kind of a voice.
Kinda. I'm not good at it. But that's what an open mic is for.
Right.
You know, I figure if I tell some jokes, you know, tomorrow night, that'll be good enough. But in the future, I'd like to, you know, maybe tell some jokes, and if I'm doing breakup jokes, then sing 3 breakup songs with Melissa Ivy, who hosts the show. I think you both know Melissa.
I do. Melissa hosts the show. Nice.
Melissa hosts the show. She's been a great musician. I've been doing shows with her since I moved to Denver, and it's her venue on Tuesday nights.
And where is it again?
Say again?
Where is your
Where's the
show?
Savoy?
Savoy at Curtis Park, so 27th and Arapahoe downtown. It is a beautiful.
It's really a nice space. A really, really, really pretty space.
Yeah, and so.
Oh, speaking of spaces,
give me
I should
a
say.
summer to give me a summer to get it going and fill. You know, full. Right. It's a gorgeous showroom, and I can't wait to hear the acoustics in there and make it pop and sing.
Nice.
Let me push a plug real quick, Chuck. We are here at Ari's Tavern, 5886 Pecos Boulevard, Denver, Colorado, home of the world's famous Ari's Burger, which Chuck had a great one the other day. Chuck had an Ari's Burger. Really, really enjoyed it. I like the Ari's Burger. I'm partial to the chili cheese fries.
Are you?
Yeah.
Quesadillas?
Yeah. When is the next showcase at Ari's Tavern?
Well,
Friday?
I'm asking the producer across the way, babe. When is the next showcase at Ari's Tavern?
Next showcase is the 14th,
The-
but we have a show this Saturday.
Yeah, we have a show this Saturday with Hippie Man on the 8th, and then we have a showcases on the 4th. You said the 14th? Yeah, it's on the 14th.
Eugene is sleeping with his producer.
Yes,
I'm not sure if
that's Maria.
I love your producer.
I know.
We have the coolest producer. You're right. You're right. I wish you could hear what they're saying
I
about
just
you,
love
baby.
how it sounds. Like, I can almost tell where she's standing in Ari's, and I love it.
That's my girl. And we're going to try to at some point maybe open the show up to have guests come in and watch us do the show, or you know, maybe, I don't know. We're still thinking about what we're going to do here, but we're enjoying ourselves right now.
It's a great venue, and it's easy to get to as well.
Right
it's
off
between 76 and 70.
On Pecos.
Yes.
Yeah, so
really close to I-25, too.
Yeah, if you're on 76 on Pecos, and you see that huge bridge, bubble bridge to your left or your right, over that bridge is Ari's Tavern.
Right.
You can't see it, but I guarantee you, once you get over the hump, you can see Ari's Tavern on the other side. So, anyway,
and a good burger. That's Stephanie. You know, you can tell that it's weird to be there when no one's there. They're closed on Mondays, and they let us use Ari's as a studio. And we talk about these burgers all the time. And so, how often am I an hour early to a gig?
Never. Never.
But
sorry.
It was like 4 in the afternoon, and I was like, well, I'll just smoke a bowl, and then I'm going to get on a bus and go to Ari's and get a burger.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the time. I was like, get a beer, a burger, and relax and enjoy it. And it felt like I had worked for it for so long, you know?
Right.
And it was worth it.
It was definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, so if you've been hearing about Ari's Burgers and you're wondering, should I go? Yeah. I hope you'll join me the next time.
So you were at the Tempe Improv, right?
Yeah, it was great. It's back. It's open. Bob Marley and I played there almost their last weekend when they closed about 2 years ago.
I remember that.
It was fun to be back. The numbers are good. His agent was in. We had a nice conversation. Bob and I had a great talk about just where the business is going and what we think we're going to do. And
And how's Bob's podcast? He has a podcast, right?
Yeah, we did. I didn't do his podcast. He was doing somebody else's podcast there. I think he records his podcast from Maine.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we talked about doing a lot more out on the road. We had a ball, and doing New England together would be very fun, and it's just really cool. He didn't mind I could rip that house apart. So,
Right.
and I was trying. There was no courtesy to the headliner. Let me throw some softballs because
Didn't pull any punches?
Well,
why would you pull punches with Marley coming up behind you?
This is what I'm trying to say in the 1 hour special, and I'm trying to get it said so close to the front. And then after you say this, you got to make the whole set pop. And what I want to say is, I want to tell you what my father said to me when I came out of the closet.
Right.
And you've seen this, Eugene. The whole audience can just go, what?
It sucks the air right out, yeah. Because some people haven't realized until that moment that you're gay.
Monday was the veto. So what do you think is going through my mind Thursday when I'm at a brand new client, old friend headlining, my parents in the audience with friends of theirs.
Wow.
Trying to get all that done. And it was very scary for me to, I kept doing bits and putting it off and then I was like, you have to do this line and do this routine. You can't chicken out for a weekend because you're shooting.
Time to work the lock, Chuck. Time to work the lock, buddy.
Yeah, so I did it. And my dad was, I've never got. I got great compliments from my dad. I've gotten compliments before, but not like this. And my brother is my dad's son, and he compliments people as well as I do. So,
okay.
When he told me things look really good, like I'm really on my game, it was nice to hear.
Wow. Yeah. And you never hardly ever get to perform for your family. That's had to be an
only when I'm here.
Right.
And a gay kid doing his coming out story to his parents. That's it's not lighthearted material, and yet it really gets laughs right away, and people, you can see them lean forward and get invested in the show, as opposed to, it's like my last 18 years have been pushing out the jokes I thought they wanted to hear, and now I'm just telling the jokes I want them to hear, and it feels selfish, but
Chuck,
it also feels like true art.
It does. Storytelling, funny. It's a new level, Chuck. I saw that last week at Ari's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our Stephanie is between, we have a tremendous respect for our offstage private life and our family goals.
Right.
And I'm a fan of your act because of I know how hard you work to have a routine and a comedy show, and to have a nice life as a good mom as well. And really hard on that ever since I've known you. And I am trying to follow in your footsteps when it comes to revealing my real personal life and, talking about mom and dad and stuff. I used to never, they were fake. I used fake characters.
It is.
That was appropriate.
Here's one thing that I'm debating, the same thing, family. So my daughter just turned 18, and she loves that I'm a stand-up comic. She's bringing her friends to a show May 9th, and Jake Johansson's the headliner, and I'm going to ask if I can. Her math class, her math table is coming. But one of the jokes that I want to say, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to say it in front of her, and I'm debating whether to even do it, but I think, so I want to talk about, you have the sex talk with her, and I didn't lose my virginity. I'm just saying it's not funny right now. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 22. And so when I was talking to her, the words were coming out of my mouth. I'm like, I don't think you should have sex when you're in high school, because you just don't want to worry about getting pregnant.
Right.
And then I thought, well, when you're in college, you might just want to knock a few out. Just get it going. I'm not saying start something or anything.
Right.
You know, don't do that. But you just might want to get it over.
See what it feels
over
like.
with. Yeah. See what you like. Because I didn't see what I liked until I didn't figure that out.
Till this. Yeah, I like how you
like
stopped
last
yourself.
week.
Until like 30 days ago,
Like
I just worked out.
45 days ago.
Oh.
So that's something that, you know, but she's 18.
Dude.
But if she's off at college, but I'm not really big, so she could be off at college. But people could Google me. I always make sure from the first time I went on stage, I have a different name than they do.
Oh yeah.
So
okay,
no one's gonna
so they
know.
don't know. Right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna tell. Hey Chuck, I'm gonna tell you both this story. Here is my.
One question, real quick.
Go ahead.
Is there an amateur comic that's going to be our guest at any point?
No, not tonight. We don't have. It's just us.
Oh, okay. I was really hoping we were making somebody wait.
I didn't. No, I didn't really feel like putting together a show for anyone. I just wanted
we weren't going to be able to interview you.
I just kind of wanted to talk. You know, come in. And,
I needed
talk.
this. I needed this.
It's nice.
Yeah. Let me tell you this story though. This is Thursday night, Comedy Works South. Okay, room is packed. Balcony is full. I mean, the room is completely packed. It's a benefit for a kid that is like in his 15 or 16 years old, and he has brain cancer. Okay, so you're doing a benefit, and we got a nice crowd. I mean, it's a nice crowd. Phil Palisol put the whole thing together. It was really cool. He called me up and said, "Could you do some time on the show?" I said, "No problem at all." So Phil comes in. And he is in the green room. He tells us, you know, the lineup, and I'm going to go up second. Then Norm Macdonald is working the week at the Comedy Works South. So Norm comes in. Norm wants to do some time. No problem. So they put up Norm's opening act. I forget his name. Kind of funny guy. And Norm. So Chris Charpentier went up first. Then Norm's opening act went up. Good. Chris Charpentier killed. Norm's opening act wasn't as funny as Chris, but I don't know who he is. Anyway, so then Norm goes up, and let me tell you that I'm not exaggerating at all when I tell you this, that Norm did 19 minutes and 20 seconds of incoherent babbling. I'm talking about he did a bit, or started a bit, or tried to do a bit about the word retard, and he'd rather call somebody Down syndrome than call them retards, and it wasn't funny to begin. I don't know where the funny was supposed to come from that bit, but it was so inappropriate. And he was going to do 5 from what I was told, but he ended up doing 19, 20, and people were walking out. People were walking out of a benefit,
and they paid good money for a benefit,
for a child that has brain cancer. And I don't know what his plan was, but people are in the back going, "Oh my God, can I get him off stage? Maybe I'll give him the green light, give him the red light or something,
right.
Give him the light." And so nobody really knew what to do, because on a Thursday night, it's basically the second string as far as management. You know, I mean, nobody in the room felt they had the okay to give Norm the light.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
That's a Jeff call or maybe a Wendy call.
Right.
But so anyway, Norm does his time and goes off, and then I go up behind Norm and I kill. I mean, it was, you know, but basically I killed because before, you know, everything was just so horrible for like a good 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
Because when he came on stage, it's, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got a friend coming in. He's going to come in and do some time, Norm Macdonald," and the room just explodes. I mean, like, "Oh my God, woo!" And then literally 15 minutes later, people are walking out of the room. It was just the oddest thing. I'd never seen anything like it before ever, Chuck.
You know, Eugene, at the Improv where I work, I don't know if they... At the Denver Improv, I know if I'm on a show, I probably would be able to scoot someone like Norm off.
It was just...
Comedy Works should do things to retain top-tier talent locally.
I'm not sure. I just wanted to bring that up because that was nice. I like that, Chuck.
I've done a whole fucking week of being cool.
That's all right.
I know if I, you know, I understand how I might have solved that. I understand I'll be solving those problems at the Denver Improv.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you, but I just wanted. It was just one of the oddest nights I'd ever experienced in the comedy business. As far as like, you know, I've seen famous guys come in and do their sets. As far as like, you know, they're not as funny as you think they are. You know,
right.
Without their writers, or what their act basically is name dropping of all the people that they know. Which some people, you know, pack the room and people love that sometimes.
Right.
But this wasn't even that.
And if he's working stuff out, it's not appropriate or the benefit to work that out.
I was just
the benefit, it's time to, you know, try something for 5 minutes and go, sorry, I thought that was going to work for the weekend, and then get into some A material. Something that hits. I would say you want to have your audience noise levels exceed your welcoming round of applause.
Yes.
You know, if you get that big celebrity round of applause, you might want to laugh that reaches a similar pitch pretty soon. Or the audience starts to go, this isn't going as well as the energy we put forth upon seeing you.
14 minutes into the set, you could hear the audience mumbling louder than he was talking. I mean, it really was. And you know how comics are. The comics are looking at me going, you know, man, I hope you brought your shovel because there's a hole out there you're getting ready to jump in. But yeah, anyway, I just needed to get that off my chest. I was like, as soon as I see Chuck, I'm going to tell him about this. Anyway.
Try to be a bigger person the next time.
Right. All right, we are like right now about 10 minutes to the end of the show, and I've got a clip of Lori that runs probably about 8 minutes that I'd like for people to see the entire setup. So the last 10 minutes of our show is just going to be a clip of Lori. So I just wanted to let y'all know that up front. So Chuck, what do you got that you wanted to push? Anything going on you wanted to say?
April 9th at the Denver Improv. I guarantee you if one act goes on for 19 minutes without getting a laugh, I'm going to push that thing off the stage.
That's me in front of you, so we'll be okay.
That's you, so I got no problems there. And then Mona Locke going to tear it up in Jill Tassi.
All right, so that should be fun. And also, let me see here. I had this queued up here. I wanted to show...
I got to show
this. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Right there.
Huh?
That is Steph on the 8th.
At Jake's. 3800 Walnut in Denver. Yeah. And let me tell you why that's important. One time, Hippie Man said, hey, I've got a gig, a benefit for a humane society, you know, dogs.
Okay.
And do you want to do it? I said, sure. Here's the address, 3800 Walnut. So Hippie Man, I'm assuming Boulder, right? I drive to Boulder, and there's like an abandoned strip mall on a Saturday night. There's nothing, and I call the lady, and she goes, we're 3800 in Denver.
Did you miss that set?
I made it. I made it in time. But there's no half an hour.
Pulls that off like a mother.
Isn't that great?
Soccer moms break more.
She uses secret mom powers and a magic minivan that I know she can own, but it turns out.
I don't like left-hand turns, and that's exactly why they're a waste of life. So I will just do right-hand turns and use that speed limit to my. Well, that's why you're supposed to get there 30 minutes before the gig. So I actually was on time for 30 minutes before the gig.
And Boulder's 30 minutes away. And then when you hear,
so then you're like, crap, and then you drive. So this is in Denver.
Nice.
Saturday night.
Jake's.
Yeah.
Also, we also on the same night, we're here at Ari's Tavern with Maria's birthday bash. We're going to have Hippie Man here. Chris Charpentier is going to do a set. So if you want to see the birthday party, come to the birthday party. And also Steph's going to be at Jake's. So, and Steph and Terry Barton Gregg, very good friends. She books that room, so I want her to do well. So
Thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So Chuck.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
I got to jump off Skype so I can watch this Lori set. I'm glad you did that.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later, man. You take care.
All right, I love you guys.
Love
you too, buddy.
Fun.
Thanks. Yeah. Take care. Thank you so much, Steph.
Thank you for having me.
If you don't know Lori or never heard her, I want you to check this out because she's something special. Always has
She
been.
is. Aw.
Yeah. Play for me. Play. Is it playing?
There.
Play.
Professional girls are they're so serious. We don't spank people here in Fort Morgan. Well, they'll take their brush. They'll spank me. Bitches. I'm always getting pulled over. I'm always in a hurry, especially through places like Utah. You ever been there on purpose? Apparently, they don't like you weaving in and out of those pylons you're driving down the highway. About 10 minutes later, this cop came back to my car. He said there's a problem with your license. I thought, shit, my license is suspended. Oh, no, I forgot about that. He said, I'm going to place you under arrest. Anything you say can or will be held against you. So I said, Dick. Never do that. He was a big dick. I gave him some canned goods. He left me alone. Those Mormons love their canned goods. I'm sorry if I've offended a Mormon here tonight. Well, screw you. You're not supposed to be here anyway. This is so much fun. I'm so glad he gave us a hotel room. Good God. So I had a lot of water tonight. You have no idea. Oh my God, I was in Texas. It's good to be back in our country. Don't you think people should have real teeth before they have a Bluetooth? I ain't got nothing to recover, but I got my cell phone, my joy. You bastards. The whole comedy club, look what they got back in that big tractor pull. They go beer bellies out here, those international harvest hats turned up, and those are the women. It's like, I asked this guy in the front row, I said, sir, what's your state flower here in Texas? He said, Bisquick. They're asking what your state bird is. It was fried chicken today. Oh, shit. Going down south, maybe want to tease my hair and sing Tammy Wynette songs. That's why my hair's so big tonight. I had hair Jack to Jesus. I'm like Winona Judd tonight or some shit. I got so much hairspray, good God, a bird gets stuck in there or something. Sometimes to be here is fun. Right, girls? Yeah. You're so cute. Yeah. Hey, first of all, with your shirt off the floor. My friend and his little gay friend in their little chairs. Cowboy hat on, that is bullshit. Why not? I'm kidding, not really. We got Pittsburgh and Denver Sunday night. Ben Roethlisberger, big piece of shit, son of a bitch. I don't like him when he works. I don't like him when he did those girls. Not good thing. That's what I'm talking about. I just love small towns because I went to high school in Canyon City, Colorado. And you know what? It is fun because we don't get out much. You know, we had to go cow tipping and do stupid shit. You got drunk, get up in the dead animal pit at the dump. I woke up next to more dead pigs in high school, I can tell you. And my cow tipped, I was the wrong one. It was the one that was like, you know, made out of metal. It was yard art, and I was like, why are we doing that? They didn't do anything to us. They're just stupid. Cows are stupid. They really are stupid. They're eating along, all their friends keep disappearing, they just hang out. What happened to Bob? I don't know. He went, what the shit? I need to get the hell out of here. Larry went the other day, keep telling friends keep disappearing. I need to get the hell out of here. Someone's going to something he missed or something. I don't know what else going on. I don't know where that voice just came from. I don't know what's going on. Maybe another cigarette. Can't imagine why I can't get laid later on. All these hot guys in here and all of a sudden, goddamn. Let's have a hand for our waits out too. We got Casey and some hot little Tenderville back there. I don't know your name, and I don't mean to call you a little Tenderville, well, it kind of did. Because you're such a little cupcake guy. What is your name, sweetie?
Chris.
Hi, Chris. And we have another gal back there? Priscilla. Priscilla, we can remember Priscilla. That's a cool name. Hi, Priscilla Queen of Fort Morgan. So was there Priscilla Queen of the Desert? Yeah, I love that movie. It was so cool. So yeah, they're kicking ass, and so make sure you take care of them though tonight. And I think that I should probably have in a little bit, like maybe about 10 minutes, a shot of Fireball.
Yeah.
Because I'm on fire. Just don't tell my mom. Speaking of moms, Larry's mom, our friend Liz Lundstrom's mom, is always with us at every show. She's trying not to be there, but she is wonderful. She's our mom with all of us. And Uncle Ed, she takes care of the dough, she kicks ass and takes names, and you don't want to piss mom off. She's scary like my mom is scary. My mom is scary. Her new favorite word is cocksucker. She's 71. You can't call people that. That's Macy's. Cocksucker was so nice that told me those shots. Mother. See, seniors can get away with shit. Not saying that, Mrs. Lundstrom is a senior, but they get away with shit that we can't say. We were driving down the highway the other day. She said, "Are you going to put me in a home?" I said, "Well, no." And I looked over and I said, "Put me in a rest area." I'll just move you every week for mile marker. She's a mile marker 244 this week. Can't afford a rest home, just rest area. Just me, new friends, keep pulling the tractor, truck, whatever. Have a good time. Drive through crazy states, stupid ass states. I was on the road 36 hours. I'm driving. I mean, forever. I mean, I'm on the road. I mean, I'm driving so much. I drive through stupid Pennsylvania and look up the sign that says Intercourse, Pennsylvania. I thought, well, shit, I need gas. It was self-serve. Five towns down there was Birmingham, Burning Bush, Blue Ball, and Cummings. Right here in Middlesex and Polk County on Highway 69 near Beaver. It's like, but not to be outdone by them, our friends up in Minnesota where they talk so cute. You ever heard of Minnesota talking here in Minnesota? And you're so here, you rat everybody out. She's from there. What part of Minnesota are you from, honey? Heron Lake? Heron? Like a heron lake. She goes, bird. And where is that? But what city, biggest city is that by?
It's in the southwest corner.
Because I know where Mankato is, and then it's on the other side where the Mayo Clinic is over that side. Okay, because there's two towns in Minnesota. You can back me up on this. Two towns that they're called Fertile and Climax. I swear to God, funniest headlines I have ever read in a Sunday paper: fertile woman dies in climax. I thought, good for her. She was coming and going at the same time. You can't beat that guy, darling. Can you imagine a Minnesota woman having an orgasm? Who's your daddy? Your daddy? Who's there you go? But have you guys ever seen the inside of your face as you make love to women? You need to. First of all, I'm sure you're all doing a great job. You just look kind of goofy doing it. Yeah, that roll in the eye back look that. That pee in your herman. And you make that noise that it sounds like you're coughing up a hairball. Listen closer, I figured out what you sound like. The lion from the Wizard of Oz. You guys are awesome.
Let's hear it again for Lori Callahan.